everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and all that sort of good stuff. Hello, it's my face. It's kind of awkward when I do it like with my face saying all that. It's kind of weird. I need like a different intro when I'm filming myself. Hi everyone, how's it all going? I'm in my room because as I had promised, it's about time that I showed you guys around my room and have a little bit of a room tour. This is just going to be like a handheld vlog style room tour. Purely because I'm going to do like a proper setup tour about all this stuff and all in detail about what my specs are, my computer specs, what, all the tech that I use, all that sort of stuff. But I'm changing it very soon. So for now, I'm going to give you like a brief overview of this. And then obviously I'll tell you the changes when they happen and also just show you around all the cool stuff in my room for today. Because I promised this for like my 100,000 subscriber thing. And now, what is it, like 280,000 subscribers? This shows you how terrible I am at filming. Myself. So, without further ado, let's just come around here. And this is my door. This is what I see as I walk out. Let's just get out the door and open it. Okay, there we go. There is the door from the outside, from the hallway. First of all, I have this nice recording light, which if I go around here and flick the switch, we have this little recording light up here, which is something that my friend Ant got me for my birthday many, many years ago. Hello, Ant, if you ever watch this video. There we go, turn that off, shut the door, and come in. And this is the first thing that I have. On the left here, this is my table where I'd normally put my keys and stuff, but right now it's just covered in mess because I've run out of space to put stuff. This is like the room that I have to store everything in, and so when I keep buying stuff, it means I've got no more space to put things, and so I have mess. But actually, one of the reasons that I'm showing you all this is because it's like, well, this is how I normally live. So it's like, it's a bit more real than sort of tidying up and, faking it or whatever and making it look like the most gleaming setup ever. Although, to be honest, I would like to live a bit more cleanly. But the reason is actually because I'm planning to buy some more furniture and stuff soon that hopefully should be able to clear out most of this mess. And then I can revisit this in a few months' time. And you guys will go, wow, Lex, you did an amazing job. You cleared this room out and made it look so good. So that's why you're seeing the mess. So I've got like my iPad charger, iPad 2, it's broken, there's glass smashed on it. Got my battery chargers and stuff, just a bunch of mess over here. On this side we have a Diamond Audio TDX 10 dual 2 ohm voice coils. And also a Vibe amp there. This is a 4.5 cubic foot enclosure slot port tuned to 33 hertz. That's also a random box of loot crate. I think that's just got old Legos in it. Yeah, it's just got old Legos in it. Very dusty. I need to sort of sort this out. This was like something I had in my old car. Doesn't really work as a system in the Evo, so I haven't put it in. And then we've just got some of my choice albums of ones that I have in physical format. I don't know if any of you guys would recognise any of these, but congratulations if you do. Because, well, this first one, that's Korean. That's Korean pop, J-pop, 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 Korean pop, Korean pop. So, yeah, that's my music tastes, everyone. Yay! Moving on to this. This was once a doored closet, but now I ripped the doors off and changed it for curtains. Then I discovered dust, and then realised, oh, that's bad. And then I was sneezing all the time, so I took the curtains down. So now I've just got this big gaping hole right here where I would actually normally have a cupboard. Oh, you did it? Yes. Oh, what's that? Okay, well, come back to that in a minute. This up here has just got a bunch of stuff stored. I've got like an old car stereo. This actually just came with the Evo when I bought it. I need to sell that. Oculus Rift sensors. This sort of stuff I still need to set up in my room. Again, the setup is not finished. This is why I just want to show you in its current guise before I can hopefully transform it, but we'll see how far I go. Boxes of... There's actually some Pokemon stuff up there. And also some empty yo-yo boxes. And there's some more Pokemon stuff in there as well. Down here, this is where I store my clothes. There's very small storage for clothes. And also got my gym clothes because I'm actually going to the gym later. Over here, I just got my Oculus Rift. Again, I need to find a nice place to store this. Right now, it's just chucked in with a bunch of crap on top. This box right here, this is all full of yo-yos. And that box down the bottom is actually all full of Pokemon cards. Again, I need to find a place to really properly store this. And actually, to be honest, a lot of my Pokemon card stuff I want to sell. But it's very hard to sell individual cards. It's a lot of time listing stuff on eBay, and I don't really have the time for it, and I wouldn't really make much money back. So for the moment, I've just left it. Maybe, who knows, it might be worth some more money in the future, and then it might have been worth me holding on. Moving down, this is just drawers where I just keep clothes and stuff. And then I've also got these boxes right here with cables and I don't know if you can see much in there, but yeah, cables and stuff like that. There's a Raspberry Pi as well, I think you guys might have just seen. And then I've got my fan. Annoyingly, this isn't turned on right now. It's very hot in here. And my shoes are just sort of strewn along the floor because I don't really have anywhere to put them. And also recycling bins, if that's of interest to you. Moving on, we have... what's that? I don't know, we'll talk about it later. This is my yo-yo cabinet. This is just where I keep all of my old school yo-yo stuff, my favourite ones. I don't think any of you guys are going to have any interest in any of this. Or maybe you might want to see a yo-yo collection video one day. But I might put that on my yo-yoing channel, which I really have neglected and need to get back on. But there you go. You might be able to recognise. If any of you were born in the 90s and were part of the yo-yo craze in the late 90s, you probably recognise that. And that as well. And probably that, all the Amiga stuff. Or maybe you just remember the old Duncan Imperials. There you go, right there. So that's that thing there. You might also be able to notice these right here. These are my American license plates. I collect one for every state that I've been to. So Florida, California, Arizona. Sadly, I haven't been to Japan yet, but I just have those anyway because I've got a Japanese car. I feel like I was warranted to have that as an imported car. Then on the other side, I also have the old style Florida ones right there. And then a Nevada one and an old school California one as well. And again, I've got the matching Japanese plates. So I actually have both front and back right there, which is exciting. Also on the wall, as you can see, I've got these foam things up. It just completely gets rid of the echo in this room. There's still a bit of echo, but if this wasn't here, it would be a hell of a lot worse. So this is good. Just for that bit there, just those 3 panels makes a world of difference. You don't have to plaster the whole wall. So if any of you guys were thinking about getting this sort of stuff, just like stick it to some NDF board, like get some like pipe glue, you know, the gun glue stuff, and just stick it all down. The spray glue doesn't really work that great. They always kept falling off. So I got some glue gun stuff instead, which has done a hell of a better job than before. Moving down, we have an iMac. Just a poor, lonely 27-inch i7 mid-2010 model iMac that I never use. I've not used this for about 4 years. I keep meaning to sell it, and then I just forget about it again. So it's just been sat there. I genuinely really need to get that sold. This thing, this giant thing right here, this is my Xiaomi air purifier. This is, I bought it in the hopes that it was going to cut down on the dust accumulation. As you can see from this, I dusted like 2 days ago and it's already just built up again. It doesn't stop the dust, but what it does do a very good job at doing is getting rid of smells. I can actually sit here and eat a curry or like a KFC bucket, well, not a KFC bucket, not that big. But like a big KFC meal, and the smell's gone in like 10 minutes with this thing, which is absolutely amazing. So even though it's this big, giant, imposing thing, which it would be nice if I didn't have to have it, but if it gets rid of the horrible smells and stuff in here, I'm actually perfectly fine with it being here. And I guess it must have actually affected my quality of life, because since I've had this, I've actually been thinking about this recently. I've not had proper allergies. I bought this because I was having real big problem with allergies and I don't get them anymore. So I guess it's doing its job. Then moving down, we've got some drawers. There's got stuff like stationery and all that sort of stuff. Rennies. All the usual stuff. And then over here, I've got the same set of chest of drawers with sort of like cables and bits in it and whatever, and folders. And what have I got in here? Oh yeah, another laptop. That's my address, gonna have to blur that out. Then moving on up here, this is like my little yo-yo shrine in a way, because about 80% of this is just yo-yo stuff. We do have this, my brother made this for Christmas one year, just a nice little headphone stand. To be honest, I don't really use headphones like this, but it's just a nice little decoration anyway, with these cheap Sennheisers sitting on them. I much prefer these type. These, there we go, these in-ear things right here. I don't like the ones that like inject into your ears. I like these old school style ones with the buds. These are VE Monks. I would highly recommend them. VE, letters VE, Monk, as in M-O-N-K. Search them up on AliExpress and stuff. You can buy them for a few quid. And seriously, give them a try. They're really good. You might even be able to find, if you Google it, you probably find some reviews on some hi-fi things where they sing their praises about them. Moving on, more yo-yo stuff. This is all, that's got yo-yos in it. This has got yo-yo string, bearings, all this sort of stuff. This is just where I keep my stuff. Oculus Rift controllers, sunglasses, keys, wallet. More yo-yo stuff. That's my camera gear in here. More yo-yo stuff in this. It's full of yo-yos, and it goes all the way back there, if you can see, all the way back there. And also, it's too deep. There you go, it's all yo-yos under there as well. Massive, huge box. that goes all the way back there, all full of yo-yos, as well as that one over here, which is also full of yo-yos. If for anyone wondering, I do collect them, but I'm also probably going to sell, I'd say about 40% of this stuff, maybe even 50. We'll have to see how far I get with that. But again, it just takes time that I haven't got right now, so I'm just holding on to them. So that brings us on to the main event. This all stuff right here. Let's move my chair out of the way. That is an IKEA Marcus cloth one. This is my case. It's very dusty. I probably should have dusted before, but actually I like the idea that when I show it next time, it's going to be all nice and crisp and clean. But there is my computer right there. I will give some better stats on the studio things. I don't know how actually have them on hand right now. All I can remember is I've got a GTX 1070 and I've got an i7 4070K, 16 gig of RAM. Don't know what RAM it is, and an Asus motherboard, I think. But I'm sure I can give you guys some more detail in a proper setup tour video. And then also right here we have these two Dell monitors. I'm currently preparing to set this up for a 3-monitor setup, which means we'll get rid of this massive thing that I've sticker bombed. I picked this up cheap because it was all bashed up and stuff, and I just covered it in stickers to hide all the marks. A couple more yo-yos, of course. That was actually where the those 2 holes there is actually for those 2 that are right there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I've got like my yo-yo tool picker. Some yo-yo stuff. God damn it, Alex. And then around here, I've got my lights that go around like that. There's a light there, and then I have the same on the other side. I'm thinking of moving these and getting some like stick-on LED strip things to go around the back instead, because these are a bit cumbersome. But I haven't really set that out yet. And then this right here, this is the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. This is what I use to power up my mic. And there it is, there's my mic, Audio Technica 80-2020 microphone. In fact, if I remove that, there you go, you can see Audio Technica right there. Lovely. And I think that pretty much concludes the tour. That's pretty much all there is to this room. There's also a big massive bed here. My plans for what I would like to have done to this room. Oh yeah, by the way, oh yeah, what's that with that? I'll tell you in a minute. This is in the way, is about the only thing I can say about this bed. What I'd like to do is have one of those sweet Murphy beds that like folds into the wall, so I can just pull it down when I need it and then put it away, and then I'd have all this room for activities. Where I could actually just play like the Oculus Rift and stuff with a lot more room. Because this little gangway is all I can play the Oculus Rift in, and it's just not enough room. I keep smashing my feet on this and actually like leaning forward and hitting the monitors and the desk, and it's just a huge pain. So I'd like to get that all set up, and which means I'd change that. I'm also hoping to clear this whole corner out and these shelves and put in a cabinet, a wardrobe to actually put all my clothing and stuff in, and then I can have all this set up a little bit better and hopefully have the bed in there as well. And I might change this bit around and put some drawers in or something like that, so it's a bit better than just this empty area. But that's it. Whoop, let's spin back to my face. Hello, everyone. I've been behind the camera the whole time. Hopefully it's recording. Yes, that's it. That's the little room tour. As you can see, around there. Lovely. Yeah, that's just a room tour. I never know how to end these videos. It's always kind of awkward. Is that it? That's it. We're done here. I'm very sweaty. I'm going to go and turn this on like that, and that's better. Right, guys. Right, you probably want to know what's happened with that. So early last year, I fell through the ceiling. Yep. I was in the attic. I was carrying something. I missed where my foot was supposed to go, and I went through the bit that didn't have floorboards, because actually most of the attic did. But there's one little bit that doesn't have floorboards, and I put my foot through it, and then I kept going, and then I just had my foot dangling through the hole, and it was a huge mess. It was terrible. And I was basically just face height, like where I was hanging on, all my arms, but I was just grabbing hold of all this like really dangerous fireproofing, whatever it is, insulation stuff. It was all in my face. It was horrible. And yeah, and basically I just haven't got round to getting it sorted yet. So it's quite interesting, because in the winter, this whole bit, actually every time it was windy, in fact, this whole thing breathes. It just goes... But it's just become part of the ambience of the room now to just have a slight rustling coming from the ceiling. But yeah, sadly, I didn't have a camera rolling when I fell through the ceiling, because you damn bet you would have known about this years ago, because that would have been on YouTube straight away, because it was amazing. But sadly, I didn't have any footage for it. But yes, I do have a massive hole in my ceiling. And it's all cracked, the ceiling. The whole thing is going to have to be pulled out. Whole thing is going to have to be cut out and then redone. And it's so much potential mess in my mind that I think, do you know what? It's contained. I'll just leave it for now, and then maybe when I go away on holiday sometime, I'll get someone to do it for me while I'm gone, so I don't have to worry about the mess. Which I think, but I don't really have any plans to go away right now, so that's staying. Right, so that's it. That's next time I do one of these, it will be on a tripod and will be sturdy, and I'll be showing you a much more impressive setup than this current one, and I'll also be explaining it in more detail. For those of you that want to know all about how the inner YouTubing working of YouTube channel things do YouTube working. Words. Okay. Bye.